Hello, friends, and welcome back to Sunshine Strategies Radio. My name's Jen McMillan, and I'm your host and founder of Sunshine Strategies, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping solve problems in Central Illinois. If you're a new listener, hi there. I'm going to start today with a bit of an introduction because for some reason I start every conversation as if you are my best friend, when in actuality you may not know me very well. So, who the heck am I, and why do I think I'm qualified to do this job of podcasting and yelling at the government in the nicest way possible? Well, I'm part of a pretty awesome family here in Central Illinois, and I'm a mom to 3 kids, 21, 11, and 3-year-old. My oldest is super smart and in college, my stepson Eric. My middle son Charlie is a 5th grader in Macon County. And my youngest is my daughter Elizabeth, also known as Lizzo, who attends a local nonprofit daycare center. I myself have degrees in political studies and public administration from the University of Illinois Springfield, where I still visit frequently as the NPR Illinois Community Advisory Board president this year. I've worked for over 20 years in public policy, education, and organizing, most recently as the executive director at our local crisis nursery. Now, I got into politics in 2015, running for the Illinois State Representative as a working mom against a member of our very own Freedom Caucus here in Illinois. And while I lost, I had a lot of fun and I met a lot of wonderful people. And I am also the person that when our Macon County Democratic chair took a new job, moving her to DC, I became chair for about 2 months, only serving long enough to elect a new chair and help appoint a vacancy to the Illinois Senate. I was also very, very pregnant at that time. I'm also the woman who's had many conversations with my employers about keeping politics out of our workplaces. The party member who was told to sit down and shut up by older, more established members, and the one that has many thoughts about President Biden's remarks the other night. All of these experiences have led me here to create Sunshine Strategies and this podcast. In the most effective way for me to do the work I love, the work that's desperately needed in Central Illinois, and it provides a buffer for me to do political action. Because all work is political. It's just whether or not we acknowledge it. These podcast episodes, if you're new, really follow along to what my family's talking about in current events around the dinner table, the projects that Sunshine Strategies, our nonprofit, works on, and a little bit of history, current events, and Abraham Lincoln thrown in. And usually, I prepare episodes of these podcasts and my Substack articles by writing to friends that are helping. So after I compose a letter, I will edit it a little bit and then post it here and on Substack. So I hope you'll humor me a bit today if I pull back the curtain and make a more personal appeal today. For the last week or so, I've been trying to write about my sorrow for the passing of President Jimmy Carter, the disappointment in the behavior of our new administration, and the void I feel at the lack of true leadership in the Democratic Party. And as I think and I write, I realize that most of the people that listen to this podcast aren't going to care about my musings. But you might be interested in what I'd like to say to a few people I'd like to make as new friends. Today's episode was originally written specifically to Ben Wikler, whom I admit, I don't know him at all, but I think it's important for him to hear, and it's applicable to anyone who's interested in helping organize honest-to-God's progressive politics in downstate Illinois. Hello, Mr. Wikler. You don't know me, but I'm a big fan of the work you've done in Wisconsin, and your approach to politics in general. I also apologize for my forwardness, but honestly, I'm already exhausted, and this seemed to be a good way to try and catch your attention. Did you know you're kind of a big deal right now? Anyway, I made a decision a while back, and honestly, I need your help. You were actually one of the people I thought about as I made my decision. mainly because you might be one of the few people who would take me seriously. You see, I want to be the first female governor of Illinois. Now, if you did know me, that wouldn't come to you as a surprise. I've been joking about it for years. In fact, since I was on the campaign trail with J.B. Pritzker in 2018. And while it's a bit tongue-in-cheek, it's not a lie. I love this state, its people, and its history, and I'm willing to fight for them. However, I refuse to play by the rules that political leaders have created in our country and my state. And I've been kicked down at many turns because of it. I started fighting 8 years ago because I was tired of watching my favorite small towns slowly rot and die. I fought like a demon against the leadership of Michael Madigan, our state party chair, and I'm pretty sure he made me pay for it. And even if I'm wrong, they sure as hell tried to put me back in my place. Even now, though, I know that while the Democrats are a mess, they are the only shot we have to create a democratic future right now. That's why I write to you, Ben, and I hope to reach anyone else who shares our values for a progressive future in America. While I refuse to run as a candidate for either party, I'm willing to stand honestly with whatever party that is willing to actually change for the better of us all. Even the rural voters who've been left out in the past ever since President Jimmy Carter. In the meantime, as I wait for the political mess to shake out, I've simply gotten back to work. By creating Sunshine Strategies, I've got a nonprofit organization that I can use to consult, support, and connect with downstate communities to help them solve problems, like my poor Finley Cemetery and the people incarcerated in Illinois correctional facilities. This includes at-cost services like grant writing, lobbying, and marketing, all based in our values, not politics. And I'd like your help to add organizing and amplify my impact. Regardless of your response to this message, I plan to help support your run for DNC chair. And I'll still be down here talking to real people, getting stuck in snowdrifts, actually happened last week, and asking a lot of polite yet important questions. I know that you're already on the stump and you probably won't respond at all to this, but I wanted to put it on the record that I want to help. I want to offer this model to you and to anyone wanting to put in the work to be the keepers of the flame, as President Biden told us last week. Those of us who are putting some skin in the game to bring actual populism to our country, not just the performative kind that Donald Trump's friends yell about. I just wanted to let you and anyone else that is interested in helping me know that I'm ready to build the next generation of public servants in our country, even if they aren't labeled Democrats or Republicans. I'm ready to support whatever democratic solution comes out of our current mess, while working now to capture the anger and activism at the current state of things. And Ben, I'm actually very serious. My contact information is on my website at sunshinestrategies.org. Please tell me how to improve this model, or explain to us how we can help you motivate others towards progressive politics. And hell, if you come down here and give me 2 hours of your time, I'll even cook you dinner. And if you aren't Ben Wikler and you're still with me, I still would love your help. It will cost me about $5,000 a month to continue working on issues like Project Half a File, our foray into the cemeteries of Illinois, and grant writing for local nonprofits. We just wrote a $25,000 grant for Decatur Daycare Center. Fingers crossed that they get that. But we can continue to do that work and plug along solving problems for everyday families. If you would like to help us do this, you can either follow along on the podcast, subscribe through Substack, or you can consider making a donation to help cover our cost for this first year. In closing, many words have been spoken lately about presidents, alive and past, during this time of American turmoil. So, instead of waxing poetic myself, I'll end with a prayer that both a heathen like myself and Presidents Jimmy Carter and my beloved Abe Lincoln could all agree on. Let us continue to grow as citizens in our communities, our nation, and our world. Let us work to build the common good for ourselves and for generations to come. May it be so. Thank you all for listening or reading, and I'll share more soon, especially if Mr. Wikler gives me a response to my letter. Have a great week, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye.